Hi, this is Matthew Robert Payne, and I'm doing chapters in a book um, that I'm going to publish. This video is about 71 powerful writing habits you can learn from self-publishing 91 books. And this is chapter 26. Don't use song lyrics in your books and try and source quotes. So that's two concepts, 2 points in one. Before I start, uh, on this chapter, and you've seen the chapter title, I want to personally apologise for such a long chapter that you just had to bear with. I have a real issue with businesses ripping people off, and I think if I had a professional studio in my house and I could possibly dictate videos instead of saying ums and ahs and pauses in such a total unprofessional way, I could make courses that would make the $1,000 courses look stupid, and I could charge people $100. I think this book itself, which will be 99 cents in other countries other than the US, I think this book will do a better job than what I imagine they'd be teaching in those courses. So I want to apologize. It's illegal and a breach of copyright for you to quote a song lyric in your book. And I know that so many of our lives are held together through the songs that we know. Our good times, our times of suffering, our life experience, the way we make it through a day. It's we can almost mention any subject, and if you had clarity of mind and you're in a good position to think, you could pretty well come up with a song that can address any subject or any emotion. So the want, the desire to use song lyrics to express your point that you want to make, especially a popular song that everyone knows, is so alluring. It's such a attractive thing to do when you want to make a point in a book. I'm a person who prides himself in being professional, and I do my very best to use all my own illustrations out of my own life, because it's twofold. It not only explains your point, but as the readers continue to read the books, they see little windows into your life through the use of the illustrations. People tend to come around and start to conform to your message that you're preaching through your multiple books. And in the process, they come to really love you. So using your own illustrations, I'm a big believer in doing that. But if someone has said something better than me and expressed it in a more profound way than me, if someone has got a story that they have used in a book, I'll quote that story and use that story to make a better illustration of my points because their story better illustrates it. Well, that's what you're going to come across with the temptation to use song lyrics. But I was sternly warned by an editor I tried and I didn't get on with, that it's illegal and a breach of copyright to use song lyrics in a book. And my professional editor used to discourage it, but she'd let me do it because I was paying the way. And I used to say, let them sue me. They'll waste their money in court trying to get money out where they won't get money. And my books are free anyway. They're 99 cents. I'm not earning a lot of money. They can't sue me for much. And but I've finally come around to being a professional and doing things the legal way. And so I have to share that with you, that as much as a song says a concept better than you can ever say it, especially a hit that everyone knows, it's so useful to use a quote that people can sing your quote. It's just such a powerful medium, music, but you can't do it. And you can do it and cross the laws of professional publishing. And I welcome you to do it. Take the risk if you're willing, but it's not professional to do it. And a professional editor will pick you up on it. And do your best to try and source the quotes that you make. If you're quoting what someone said in one of their books, or you heard them say in a sermon, my editor, my premium editor, used to be really hard on me in this area, that if I was quoting a story or quoting someone, she wanted to know what book and what page it was in. She'd let me get away with saying in what book. She wasn't happy about it, but she wanted book name and page number. And I can't remember. I've got memories from 55 years ago. Something impacted me powerfully 30 years ago, and I'm quoting it word for word, and I don't know what book it was in, and I certainly don't know what page it's in. Well, she just wouldn't let me quote the quote. I had to say someone that I admired said this once. So I didn't allow her to take my illustration away. So I was forced, because of her, to say someone I admire, someone I heard a pastor say this once. Like I've already shared in a previous point where I said a popular preacher taught me, if I don't know the meaning of a scripture, just tell the people you don't know the meaning of the scripture rather than guessing at it, and skip past it, and the people will respect you. Now, his name is David Servant, and he runs a good website. And he runs mission organizations, and I respect and have read most of his books and watched over 100 of his videos, but I can't tell you what video he said that in. I can't say what book. And so I would just say a preacher I really admired. So them's the rules, boys. And the more you pay for an editor, the more stricter they'll be on you. So I hope you've learned sufficient this chapter, and I delivered on the chapter title.